LOCKLEAR coming to you from the Great Blacks and Wax Open Forum, and this is...
I'm Ricky Green. I'm joining Margaret today.
And...
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Rick, I wanted to talk to you about your organization called The Portal.
Okay.
You're the founder, CEO of that?
I am, yes. It started as an idea. When I moved to Baltimore, I recognized that there weren't any African-American, black, gay, male representation in Baltimore. And what I'm saying is that we were all over the place. I mean, in the churches and the schools. I mean, I could clearly see the gaydar. The gaydar was everywhere. I was picking up on all this. And that's all over the country, all over the world, but there was no clear representation here. Nobody was stepping to the plate. No one was saying, okay, these are issues that affect me as a black gay man. So because of that, I recognized that there needed to be. Our neighbors in DC have a very vibrant political black gay community that the corporate structure recognizes the power of the black gay dollar, they recognize the power of the black gay vote, and they actually go out and these politicians go out and they solicit for that. They also, the corporate community goes out and they solicit for the black gay dollar. We spend money all over the city, but it's not recognized. We are truly not a monolithic society. That's a popular word, especially now, you know, in the black community. We all don't think alike, and that's true in the gay community also. We don't think alike, but we have certain issues that we, as a community, need to address.
So you want to tell us a little bit about who Rick Green is?
I sure will. From what I know, wait until the movie, right, and the book. But I'm clearly getting to know more and more about myself every day. I have a mother and a father. I grew up in Richmond, Virginia. I have 4 brothers and sister. And in my growing up, I had concerns, I had issues. I was very popular in school. I was a comedian, made people laugh, but I had some issues about my sexuality that I had no one to talk to about. So I had to kind of go on my own. You know, I had to make my mistakes. I had to live the life as I knew it. I moved to, when I graduated from high school, I moved to Atlanta, and that's where I really came out, because Atlanta was like wild. And then too, maybe I was just ready at the time, because Washington is close to Richmond also, so had I known about Washington, I probably would have gone to Washington.
Rick, are you in the arts at all? I mean, is there anything that, do you perform? I know you say you like being a comedian, that you pursue those.
Well, I'm not deliberately a comedian. I'm not deliberately an artist, but as I stated, I'm learning more and more things about myself. As an individual becomes more comfortable with themselves, certain things come out. If I don't have to worry about how I come off as an individual, or if I'm not afraid of how I feel someone may receive me, all right? If I'm clear within myself who I am and what I'm about, then it opens the door for all types of possibilities. You know, when I get past the discrimination, when I get past the stigma, the phobias, then I can be myself. And as I get to identify, become more clear as to who I am, then I can do all the other things. So as I stated, I'm learning that I have some skills. I'm a businessman. I started a nonprofit organization which targets the African-American, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm really good in that.
What do you entrepreneur?
Well, it takes a lot of work to start a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
It takes a lot of work. You don't have many people who start nonprofit organizations from scratch.
Okay.
Many times you have people who buy into the idea. They look at nonprofits and say, well, there's no profit in nonprofits. I mean, but the president of the Red Cross makes $250,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get profit in that. The idea is that you cannot use the profit from the nonprofit, from the programs and the services. You have to put it back into the business.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. It could be in salaries, it could be in indirect services, it could be in programs, it could be in regular services. But that's the only difference. You have a board of directors, all right, in the nonprofit. Of course, your staff, and you have to have clear programs and services. You have to make the initial application for a nonprofit organization, which is a 501c3, but it takes work, it takes time. And another thing that I noticed about the community in Baltimore, right, that I am a citizen here now because I've been here 6-7 years, 6 or 7, not 67, right? But
So
there's a sense of complacency here. I call Baltimore the promised land because there's so much opportunity here, but nobody's taking advantage of it. So, hey, I'll step to the plate. I will take advantage of the opportunity.
Well,
So
you're
that's
right,
what I've done.
Baltimore is pretty much laid back, but what you do you train other folks how to, the entrepreneurship, how to get involved?
Well, I have been asked, much to my surprise, because while I was formulating this business, I had no idea. I wasn't thinking that someone would want to ask me how to start a nonprofit. But surely, should someone ask me, I am able to tell them about my experience and help guide them. But I'm not going to do the work for them. That's what lawyers are for. That's how they get paid.
Yeah, but I understand that, because of the current economic processes that are going on now, that there are more people who are venturing off and wanting to start their own businesses. And what would you suggest to them about how they can get started?
Well, first of all, identify whether you want a profit or a nonprofit. If you want a profit, it comes with certain stipulations. If you want a nonprofit, it comes with certain stipulations. Surely identify what it is you want and do the homework. What I did with my nonprofit is I financed it personally. All the money came out of my pocket because I didn't have a rich uncle who was willing to finance it for me. Many times individuals tend to work on getting the funding first and then building the infrastructure. I built the infrastructure to get the funding because as a black man, okay, there's not a lot of support, and I'm not using that as an excuse, because I'm not a victim.
Okay, cool.
I'm not a victim. That's why I did it myself. What I'm saying is that there are not a lot of resources in place to assist an individual who wants, like myself, who wants to step forward in a nonprofit venture. But in a for-profit venture, you may have those resources in place. See, and that's why you want to make sure you want to have the support systems. You want to talk to people who have already, as with anything, any type of profession that you want to go and you want to talk to an individual about what they're doing and see if you want to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Informative.
Yeah, it was.
Glad
It
you
was.
answered.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
And let's go to a break. Margaret LOCKLEAR coming to you from the Great Blacks in Wax Museum Open Forum. And my guests today are Lovecraft. And who's the spokesperson for this group?
Well, we all can speak, but I guess I'll open it up. We've had the band since '99, but these two gentlemen have been playing with me, I guess, the past year and a half or so. And they're great players. You haven't seen them play.
Sound good to me so far.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Now, actually, folks, I want to share with you, I met Tom a few years ago when he was with another group called Kaumba Collective, and they were awesome then. So I know what Lovecraft is probably capable of, although I haven't had an opportunity to hear the whole thing. You want to introduce the other members for me?
I'd be honored. This is Mr. Sion Azizi,
Yeah.
conga player extraordinaire, percussionist. And this is Ken Gregory, drummer, trap drummer.
And somebody snuck away. Who was that?
That was Ed Kernan.
Is he with the Kernan?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's actually been with me the longest. He's been with me since '99.
Okay, well, if you've been listening to my show, the Lovecraft have been giving us our music for the last couple of shows, and I just want to thank them for doing that. And hopefully we can have a relationship in the future and do some other stuff. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm an egomaniac and I have some poetry. I like to have some of you guys put a little bit of stuff behind.
We can do
You
that.
guys are,
Yeah, we can do that.
y'all sweet.
Okay.
I like it. I like what I'm hearing. So, yeah. Like
It'd be an honor and a privilege.
So, how did you get involved with them?
Well, I met Tom through a mutual friend, another bass player, and he introduced me to Tom. Started working with Tom.
So how long have you been playing?
I've been playing the drums since I was about 3. Yeah, I've always played, and I love the drums. Just love music. I can do this all day.
So do you write?
No, I haven't wrote anything, but I have a good ear.
Are you guys working on any original pieces? Have you a CD working on? Or?
Yeah, I write some tunes. In fact, one of the others, I've heard some. I mean, when I could write a theme song for your show.
I would love to have that happen.
Yeah, I'd be honored to do that. And I think Brother Sion writes a little bit of music too, don't you?
Yeah, what's your flavor?
He's the spiritual player.
Yes,
my background is basically a spiritual background. Everything is coming from, the realization of God. The presence. My drumming comes from the African tradition. I started out, when I was 5 years old, 8 years old. I made my own drums out of a necessity or desire to want to have a drum, and I didn't know that was the tradition.
So you're officially a drum maker?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't want to accept that. No.
Well, in the tribe, it was very, very important.
Well,
in the villages
I did it because it was evoked spiritually, and I got to travel quite a bit. I went to Europe. I played, Dixieland music with my bongos, which was an experience. And then I came back to the States and I played, with jazz bands. I have a great love for jazz. My inspiration is Miles Davis.
Oh.
Just his life
Right.
and his spirit.
Exactly.
Yeah, and his spirit, was something to inspire me to look at the simplicity in the sound of music, in the giving of music. Music is not difficult.
No.
The birds sing.
Right. Okay. We have some clips of you guys performing. Why don't we take a look at that? spiritually.
Spiritual guide.
I think I share something.
Kent is also heavily involved with the church, I should say, as well.
I
Plays
play
like-
gospel music as well.
Oh,
Yeah, I play any form. I can play any form of music, but I work with the church, First Christian Community Church of Annapolis, and go around fellowshipping and doing different things.
Wonderful. And so, Tom, when you, the group, your focus though is mainly jazz?
Yeah, the improvisation part of it, the in the moment creation, I guess, Sioc, John Coltrane, from that spiritual thing of creating in the moment,
Right. Well, how you feel about the what is the new fusion jazz concept?
I like it all.
How you feel about
I like it all.
It's all inclusive.
Yeah,
it? Music is music.
Yeah.
as long as it's good,
As long as it's good.
Yeah.
Quality.
As long as it reaches the heart, and uplifts. If it don't uplift, I don't want to do it.
So you guys think about incorporating a vocalist? Not that I can sing, I'm not interested, but I just want.
Well, I don't sing. I don't know if Kent or Sion does, but I spent many years back in vocals. In fact, I worked with Rudy Glover recently.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
So I do work with vocalists from time to time. But we like to sing with our instruments too, since we don't have the vocally.
Right.
We do it with our, our fingers and our hearts and our hands and our feet. We do it with other parts of our body,
Exactly.
So,
and then what I find fascinating is when people just come together and there's no notes, no words, anything, but it's like a spiritual, like you say, a spiritual movement, because then somebody starts it off and then you guys join in and then you go to a whole other place. And from what I understand, we have some clips of you guys performing. Why don't we take a look at that? That's all. Thank you. I had the opportunity to come and see you, and I wished I had done it now, but I'm glad to have you all as part of our party.
Well, that's why we had to come see you, because you didn't come see us, so we're here to see you.
That's so flattering. Thank you.
Come and see us.
Oh, definitely. Definitely got to see you do the whole thing.
Yeah.
So where can people, if people want to see Lovecraft, where can they find you?
Well, every Thursday, we have a house gig at Embassy Suites Hotel. It's in Hunt Valley on Shawan Road. And we're there from 6 to 8 p.m. every Thursday. So come on up and join in with our fun.
Wonderful, guys. You hear this? And if they want to contact you, do you do like private parties, things like that?
Absolutely.
Well, if they want to contact you, who would they call?
Well, they can come to the hotel and talk to any of us. We'd be happy to play a gig anywhere. Actually, we love to play music. So feel free to come see us.
Okay, great. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us today and for being there for me.
Pleasure.
Wonderful job. Thank you. Thank you all for
I'm honored. Thank
you. Look forward to seeing you guys. Oh, God bless you. In the future.
Thanks, nice meeting you.
Great job. Thank you. And folks, thank you. And as you know, we have a gift shop here. And we'd like you to come in sometimes and take a look around and see what you might want to share with your friends and family. And also visit the museum. I'm telling you, once you've been here, you'll never forget it. I've been through there several times, and I tell you, I'm left changed each time I take that trip. So we're here located at 1601 East North Avenue. Schedule a trip with your school, friends, family members, or just come on your own. Also, we tape here the first Monday of every month on the second floor of the museum. If you would like to come and be a part of our audience, we welcome you. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, give us a call at the number you see at the bottom of the screen, and we're more than happy to book you for our show. And I want to thank you again for joining me.
All right, that was nice.
Who told you to come?
School Court TV. I'm your host, Victory Daly.
Farzan Mohammed, visionary and creator of School Court TV. Ambition of this show, to create and develop leadership in our youth through researching facts, developing and presenting those facts effectively in written and verbal form. To quote Mr. Mohammed, to have our youth see any situation from inside the box, outside the box, and around the box. Make things happen. Take leadership seriously. Do this through School Court TV.
On the way there, Officer Jameson pulled him over for speeding. Once he noted that she was passed out in the back seat, he escorted her to the hospital and then gave them a ticket for $275.
We understand that the officer does care for the situation, because instead of giving the ticket at the site, he gave a police escort to the hospital.
In this case, nobody got hurt and nobody died. The only person that could have died or could have gotten hurt was Mom in the back seat, right?
Yes.
So don't you think that's a reasonable excuse or reason to break the limit in this case?
No, Your Honor. Because
Are you heartless?
everyone is equal under the law, Your Honor.
Excited. All of our student attorneys today, they have the chance to move on to the championship round in their division. I'm so excited for them because they've worked extremely hard to get here.
The community service program has proved to be extremely effective in helping the students. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. Do you have anything?
Your Honor, the commitment here can be overwhelming, especially for a family with two parents who work, for single-parent families, or those who rely on public transportation. Your Honor, we have fair child labor laws in this country for a reason.
Defendants have to say now, okay?
Your Honor, since 1975, Peake County School Board has prided itself on requiring more community service hours for high school graduation than any other county in the state of Wisconsin. In 2007, the Peake County School Board decided they wanted to push the envelope farther and be even more recognized.
I'm not against community service. I think that it is a great opportunity to help the community. But, Your Honor, when it's forced, under the circumstances that in order to graduate you need 100 hours of it in middle school, Your Honor.
Weren't there some excellent arguments? Now you really understand what it takes to be on School Court TV. If you're interested, log on to our website, www.schoolcourt.org, because we want you in our next set of episodes.